Welcome again. My name is Jackson George. Welcome to LIBA Diaspora Business Spotlight, where we shine the light on businesses owned and operated by minority business owners. Our goal is to showcase the innovative and the diverse contributions of minority businesses and to provide the platform for entrepreneurs to share their stories and connect with potential businesses and collaborations. Again, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll introduce our guests today at our studio. Thank you.
Let your celebration begin with Park Liquor Outlet, your first Liberian-owned liquor store in the city of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We have everything that you need to set that special occasion or bride. For your next party or great get-together with friends, visit Park Liquor Outlet. We have great selection of beer, wine, gin, and many more at affordable prices. Our customer service will make you always want to come back. We are open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Park Liquor Outlet, your one-stop celebration store. We are located at 6315 Zine Avenue North, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Visit us today and feel the difference.
Welcome back. My name is Jackson George, Executive Director of the Liberian Business Association in the Diaspora, short, LIBA Diaspora. Through these interviews and features and other contents, we aim to highlight diaspora business owners, successes, challenges, and unique perspectives. So again, we are in studio with Mr. Thomas Tamba, the founder and CEO of CG Realtor, one of the largest realtor businesses in the diaspora. Mr. Tamba, welcome to LIBA Spotlight.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jackson, for welcoming me to this media, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to reach out there too and engage with you.
Well, Mr. Tamba, we as a founding member of LIBA, I mean, you're one of the founding member of LIBA. You believe in what LIBA does. Tell us a little about what you do.
So right now we are a real estate company. Primarily, we work with people interested in real estate ownership or real estate investments. So we've been around and been helping the community, especially so our people in the diaspora, providing education and providing the necessary help in terms of acquiring and investing in real estate.
Okay, so how long have you been in business? My understanding is that, I mean, since I've been knowing you, you've been doing your own business, and so my understanding is that in the minority community, you're one of the largest realtor company. So tell us how long you've been in business and how did you come about doing real estate?
Well, thanks for the compliments that we are one of the largest real estate companies in the diaspora, in the African community. But we've been around for quite a while. We've actually evolved into what we are right now. CG Realty has actually been around since 2006.
Wow.
So that's about 2006 minus 2023.
That's a lot of years.
For 17 years now. We actually started from a different kind of a business. We got into the mortgage business initially. Actually, we started with taxes. Okay, professionally, I'm an accountant. That's where my background is, a financial person. So we started with accounting, and then we got into mortgage financing. And then when the economic conditions and the market changed, we felt that it was necessary for us to venture into real estate sales. So since 2006, we have been into real estate sales, and it hasn't been an easy step like any other business for that matter, but we pay particular appreciation and respect to our community, our people who have been supportive enough. They've trusted us enough to give us business, and we have grown to what we are right now. So I appreciate you recognizing that we are one of the biggest real estate companies. There are other big real estate companies, but we've established names ourselves in the community, But we want to say thanks to all of those who've been very, very supportive, and particularly the Liberian community and the diaspora community.
So, when people see people like you, they say, oh, Mr. Tamba is a successful man. He's doing well. What can you tell us about some of the challenges that you went through to establish? What are some of the difficulties, the bottlenecks that you've gone through to establish as an immigrant in the diaspora?
Well, let me get first to the the aspect of success. And I like it when people ascribe, your growth to success. And success, as I define it, is achieving what you set your mind to do. Most people might think being successful is being rich, which is not. Riches has nothing to do with success. But you set your mind, you set your aspirations, and through a lot of painstaking engagements and sacrifices and time and just a whole lot. That has been the cradle of where we are right now. A lot of people meet me and say, "Hey, Mr. Tama, you've been very successful." Well, it's been a lot of hard work, and I don't want to take the blame that many other people who have worked along with us. I have a partner, Frank, that we work together. We've had other agents that we work together, and we've put in a lot of time. You know me, I work late night just to make sure that some of these things that we put out there, have the quality of service that's needed to help the people we served. So the aspect of success, I take pride in it, but I also want to be humble enough to say that we grew here step by step. There were baby steps, and we are happy we're happy at where we are right now.
So again, viewers, LIBA Diaspora was established to aid counsel and assist and protect the interests of small and micro businesses in the diaspora. We'll take a short break and we'll be back to talk to our guests. Mr. Thomas Tamba, CJ Realtor.
Let your celebration begin with Park Liquor Outlet, your first Liberian-owned liquor store in the city of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We have everything that you need to set that special occasion or bride. For your next party or great get-together with friends, visit Park Liquor Outlet. We have great selection of beer, wine, gin, and many more at affordable prices. Our customer service will make you always want to come back. We are open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Park Liquor Outlet, your one-stop celebration store. We are located at 6315 Zine Avenue North, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Visit us today and feel the difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LIBA Diaspora Business Spotlight. We are in studio with Mr. Thomas Tamba, co-founder and CEO of CJ Realty, one of the largest immigrant businesses in the diaspora. Mr. Tamba, again, tell us about some of the challenges as an immigrant that you face in the diaspora. Many a times people think that doing business in the United States is easy. There's no problem. The system works very fine. What are some of the challenges that you face as a small business owner? Or minority business owner?
With any business engagement, the first hurdle you have to overcome is that sense of fear. People are afraid to risk everything. The fear of failure, the fear of not succeeding and people looking down on you. So generally, that's one of the things that you have to overcome at first. And then if you think you've mustered enough courage to overcome fear, which you cannot entirely overcome, but at least you have mustered some courage to take a step forward. And now you have to deal with the real issues, the practical issues that you meet out there. And I've always developed the mindset that you can choose to look at a situation from the perspective of half filled glass or a half empty glass. When you start a business in the United States, and I want to be very grateful. The United States provides a lot of opportunities and encourages, entrepreneurship. but you are still going to run into the issues with being a minority, being a Black person, where people don't really trust you, given the history of, or at least the way people of minority descent or people of Black descent have been categorized to be in this country. So you have to almost like prove yourself 3 times over. People have to trust you. You go to banks, you want to get loans, you want to get some capital, to get an office space, to have working capital. If you're going to face challenge with that, you have to make sure your credit is at a peak level. And when CG Realty started, we really didn't have anything. And I say this story to most people. I nearly lost my house. Yeah, because I couldn't pay my mortgage for 5-6 months.
Wow.
Yeah, and it actually took a friend of mine who really rescued me, because we were already into foreclosure. And I always give him thanks, and I owe a lot more to him, because that was the stepping stone that was needed at a time when it was really critical, when I had quit my job and putting everything into establishing the business, and couldn't pay the rent, couldn't pay the mortgage, had a house, but those are stories that are already in the past. But those are some of the challenges. Access to capital. That's one thing. If you are a minority business owner, build relationships. Those are things we didn't know from the beginning. So we started, we didn't have the kind of relationships. We didn't know who to go and talk to. We didn't have affiliations with organizations that would provide, the necessary stepping stone or the necessary guidance. So we just got in the wind. But because we're so resilient with our drive, with our goals, with what we wanted to accomplish, right, we're able to succeed to some level. But we got it the really difficult way. So yes, there are going to be challenges. When people talk to you, they hear the accent. Getting clients was really difficult. So we had to begin by looking within our community, because with outside of our community, once you open your mouth and people know you speak differently, it's very difficult for you to get a first business.
Right.
And so those were some of the challenges we experienced. And then we have to get adjusted to running business, independent business here. We've been around now for over, 17 years, like I said, with CG Realty, but just making sure that every day you have to go out there to kill what you want to eat. It was a tough battle. But again, like I said, the community rallied around us. There were friends, there were family members who helped us in the process. And we're able to start little by little, and now we've established ourselves. And one thing we've done over the time is that we've always subscribed to the principles of ethics. Just because you're a Liberian or just because you give me a business does not necessarily mean I've earned your respect.
Correct.
Or I've earned your trust. I have to prove myself. We have to prove, continuously prove to people that we can provide the same services, equitable services like our competitors who are non-Liberians will do. Because if you are buying a house, you don't expect lesser service just because you are dealing with a Liberian. So we have been trying over the time to develop ourselves and build ourselves, and this is how we have experienced the kind of growth we have.
I remember when you took us and when we bought our home. In fact, you sold us our home. So the level of professionalism and the things that you did, that caused us. So again, as a founding member of LIBA, and we preach what we are. We're a networking organization. We talk about best practices among ourselves, and we collectively leverage our potential. That's the idea of LIBA. How has the Liberian community or the immigrant community impacted your business?
To very, 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 very great degree. And I'm really thankful and I'm happy that LIBA is around, because when we started our businesses, I think LIBA was still around, but probably not as much functional as it is right now, or maybe there was no drive. But I had wished that LIBA was around then, because the resources that businesses, are getting right now in the diaspora community, the resources that are getting by virtue of LIBA's engagement, is so tremendous, so helpful. If we had those resources at the time we started, I don't think we would have gone through all of the difficulties we went through. But being a founding member of LIBA established, making sure that
and
an advisor to and an advisor, and that's why I consider LIBA to be a real great partner to our business, because what LIBA is doing right now, organizing these, out of these, building these relationships with all of the developing partners or development partners. We have the city, we have the banking institution, we have other, organizations that are now partnering with LIBA to provide all of these necessary business services and tools that, small businesses need. It's tremendous. It's tremendous. And my role in LIBA, I'll continue to play that role as an advisor to also capitalize on my experience over the past establishing the business. That's something I can bring over. I mean, I try to bring over every time and encourage other businesses like, hey, we really didn't have all the resources that you have right now, but we still made it. And if you have these resources, take advantage of it. And I would say right now, all small businesses, when you start, take advantage of this organization, LIBA. There's a lot more. There's a lot of information that we get every day that it's going to be very, very worthwhile in helping to develop your business. So I just think it's awesome. I just think the work you are doing as executive director, and you've been able to bring around you other experienced, intelligent people to add a lot more value in providing the services in terms of collaboration, building these relationships, and all of these other opportunities that we are getting that we could have even gotten. LIBA is now like the voice of the Liberian businesses. And right now, it's not only just Liberian businesses, because now we do have, now it's now minority business. LIBA has become like the focal voice right now. Correct. So we have all these, the city wants to meet the diaspora businesses, they meet LIBA. They want to meet the Liberian community, they meet LIBA, because they feel that LIBA is an avenue that they can channel some of those assistances that have been given to other communities. Right. So I just admonish everybody to take advantage of LIBA. CG Realty is going to be around. And actually, we have grown to a level where we're going to be announcing shortly that we're going to be rebranding.
Really? That's huge.
Yeah, we're going to be rebranding.
And why is it that you want to rebrand?
Oh my gosh. As you grow, you bring on new things. You try to, we want to establish ourselves, not just within the diaspora community. But I think we've developed to the extent, and we have so much experience right now that we can take on the other big names too.
Yeah. And when I talk about the impact too, thank you for acknowledging, and as a founding member of LIBA, you understand the intricacies of what we do. But 47,000 Liberians in Minnesota.
47,000 Liberians.
47,000 Liberians, excluding our kids, people who migrated here.
Yeah.
What is the impact? I mean, are you feeling the impact of our Liberian community in terms of how you do business? Yeah,
the Liberian community, and I will say this, people can talk about Liberians all they want to all they want to say. All Liberians are difficult to work with, all Liberians, but it's a culture thing. If you are going to run a business, you got to understand the culture of the people you are dealing with, and that's where we distinguish ourselves from other people. You have to exercise tolerance. You have to exercise patience, and you also have to be able to educate people. Because when people come, when Liberians, not only Liberians but immigrants come to the United States, this is a big economy. They have systems that run here that we don't have in our countries. So that in itself is frightening. Right. You have credit issues, you have identity issues, you have all the other things. Now the process is you have to provide guidance. You have to educate people. And if you work with Liberians and you can provide all of these educational services, trust me, it becomes a lot easier to work with Liberians. So I don't like to single out Liberians and say it's difficult, because Liberians have been our biggest support base. I can tell you that I would say about 70% of our business come from Liberians. Wow. And from referrals within the Liberian community. I mean, your wife has referred me. You've referred me to other clients, and most of what we do, we've been referred, within our circle of the Liberian community. We deal with other Africans too, though. And the other Africans give us a lot of business as well. We deal with Hispanics, we deal with Asians, we even deal with whites. But a bigger part of our market is within the minority community.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard that out of 47,000 Liberians, CG Realty is doing well. We will take a short break. Again, this is LIBA Diaspora Spotlight. Our goal is to showcase Liberian or minority businesses in the diaspora. And this is LIBA Diaspora TV Spotlight. We'll take a short break.
Let your celebration begin with Back Liquor Outlet, your first Liberian-owned liquor store in the city of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We have everything that you need to set that special occasion or bride. For your next party or great get-together with friends, visit Park Liquor Outlet. We have great selection of beer, wine, gin, and many more at affordable prices. Our customer service will make you always want to come back. We are open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Park Liquor Outlet, your one-stop celebration store. We are located at 6315 Zine Avenue North, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Visit us today and feel the difference. When the issues of Liberia hit the news,
what is it that we, the Liberian people, want?
the Liberian communities in the diasporas are not left out. That's why Diaspora's Talk is back on your screens on KMTV.
In fact, the United Party is not cohesive.
Be it social, political, economic, and other issues affecting Liberia and the diaspora Liberian communities.
I did not expect to even make it to Hollywood.
Join Cyrus McGee and Nathan Charles every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, live on KMTV, Facebook, and YouTube.
I want to be arrested in the midst of my people.
As they discuss the issues, blending the voices from Liberia and the diaspora Liberian communities.
The Liberian Business Association in the diaspora should be used as a vehicle for economic development in Liberia because no country can develop without a diaspora impact.
For sponsorship, call some numbers 612-806-5896, 816-433-3979, or better still, email us at usakmtv@gmail.com. Diaspora Talk, from this house.
And I'm Jackson George. I'm here at the Pepper Rose Lodge, Cigar Bar. Come with me inside. This is a new establishment. If you remember the Pepper Rose Hall in Coon Rapids, Minnesota, it's the same owner. It's here. Pepper Rose Lodge is a new business, addition to the old one. Here he comes. Here he comes. Hey, Mr. Chairman, how are you? So, thank you. Could you take us through Pepper Rose? Oh, this is new. When did you open?
2 months ago.
2 months ago.
Yes, sir.
So what is the whole? I mean, you got some taste.
Thank you.
I mean, this is nice. So take us through what happens here.
At Purple Rose Lounge, we are restaurant, lounge, and bar.
Restaurant, lounge,
We
and bar.
have full kitchen, where we sell food, African food, and Western food. And in the evening, we have a nice ambience where you can come out see. On Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we have music. Saturday, we have a live band that come and play for us. On Friday, we have karaoke.
Karaoke.
On Friday night.
Wow. And what's the capacity here?
300 plus.
300 plus.
So we got seats for enough.
Seats for enough. And so the restaurant is open during the week.
It's open for the week.
Monday to
2 days a week. We sell food.
and the bar is open on Wednesday
Wednesday through Sunday.
But pretty soon,
The bar will be at 7 days a week.
pretty soon, 7 days a week. This is beautiful. We really, I mean, this is on top of the line. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, for this one. So you got anything to tell, how to encourage people? What's the address here?
5526 West Broadway in Crystal, Minnesota, Purple Rose Lounge. You can also Google us and come and check us out.
Good, I'm here. Come and check it out. And you're a good businessman. Thank you so much.
Took a lot of work, but we're here.
I can see that. Thank you. Hey, my name is Jackson George, the Executive Director of LIBA. I'm here with Mr. Flomo, and it's for True Teachers Chocolate, a Liberian-made chocolate being sold in the United States. And so Tell us a little about your chocolate.
Okay, so like you said, our chocolate is called Two Teachers Chocolate. That's because my wife and I are teachers, and we are doing this chocolate business as a side business.
Okay.
And so the name came up. The name as it implies we are teachers, and we make this chocolate here. It comes directly from our farm in Liberia. So we have the cocoa farm. We employ people to make the farm, and then they harvest the cocoa to do everything. We go and bring the beans here, and roast it, and do everything and sell. So the chocolate that we make comes directly from our farm to our consumers.
And is that plan, this chocolate being sold in Liberia right now, or just in the diaspora?
Not yet. Right now, we're not selling it in Liberia, and even now, we have not really grown bigger yet to sell everywhere because we're still going through the process of licensing. We have our cottage food license, which limits us to just sell in Minnesota locally and hand deliver it to people. So we've not gone big yet. We are in the process of doing that. We just clear with the IRS, we have our EIN number, and we also register with the state, and now we just have to go through a few processes and get our license to be able.
You know, I'm not gonna let you off the hook. You got a couple of businesses in Liberia. I understand you got a nice hotel in Lofa, and as the road being fixed, I will definitely go Lofa. Tell us a little about that hotel.
That's right. So we have one of the best hotels in Lofa, and it's in Zozo. It's called EJ Flomo Hotel. And it's 17 bedrooms, 3 stories. The 3rd floor is all conference area. And the reason for doing this is we want to provide employment for people in Lofa County. We also want to open up the place. When we started the process, the road was very bad. Like you said, the road is being fixed now. They're almost in Salaye. And we also, you probably was going to ask me about that. We have a radio station. It's called Rich Radio in Zozo.
There you go.
It's just been open for the past 2 weeks. We started operating, and we also have a non-profit. It's called Help Encourage Liberia's Little Ones, and we have playground in Zozo. We have library in Zozo, and we've distributed thousands of books to our schools in Liberia in the past.
So, Flomo, we will be inviting you to LIBA Spotlight. It's a weekly program where we bring in young business owners, micro business owners, small business owners, minority business owners to highlight what they're doing here in the diaspora and at home. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very
we
much.
look forward to seeing you at LIBA Spotlight.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, we are in the Park Liquor. I have Dr. Grace Toto from Minneapolis Health Clinic. She's here visiting our store. Grace, tell us a little about your visit here.
Well, I came to congratulate you. My visit is way overdue.
I know.
I also just wanted to look around just in case I had, I was planning a birthday party or something in a clinic event and I needed drinks. I was hoping I could come with David, but he's out of town. So
Yeah, David owed me one. He has to come.
I'll bring him here.
Okay.
Bring him here.
But this is the Park Liquor store.
Congratulations. This is good. You have quite a wide range of supplies here, so just checking things out. But I definitely know where to come.
Exactly.
Supplies.
Whenever you want to shop, come here. We are so fortunate to have Dr. Toto visit our store and shopping by. So come and visit. That's the idea. Supporting each other, right?
For sure, definitely. That's why I'm here.
Thank you, Doc.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
We also have lottery here. These These are a variety of different drinks. We have all of the beers here, the Mandela, you name it. If you're having a party or you're having some different things, come and visit the Park Liquor Store here on 63rd 15 Zane Avenue North in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We have a variety. We even have a cash machine. So if you're in the area, you need cash, come and take some money. We got ice. If you want to have our program having ice, come and do that. So again, this is the Park Liquor Store. 6315 Zane Avenue North, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, 55428. And my name is Jackson George. You can always call us, call Frank Gaffron or Jackson George if you need more information. Thank you.
Okay, I'll get some water. So eventually, if you're in here and if you're looking for non-alcoholic beverages, there's a variety right here. And I checked out the Dailies, so I'm gonna grab one of them. We got some non-alcoholic. Ooh, nice Baileys.
So yeah, tell me what you like about visiting the store.
The store has a variety of drinks. I like the location. And it's congratulations, sis, and Mr. George. I'm happy to come here and just support your business.
Okay, we can walk around.
Right here. And if you are having a wedding, your birthday party, we would encourage you to come and visit us and support our business. This is a Liberian-owned business, and we want you to be a part of it. It's not going to grow if you don't support us. So we have options, too many different options here, and this is one that I just discovered. I'm going to be trying this on my drink. So, come on, people, come on, support this business. We have options everywhere. Family, yeah. We already have cool drinks. If you're in the neighborhood and want something to quench your thirst, this is a good spot to just, come and support your own people. We know the name, we know the faces, and it's appropriate to just come and provide your support.
The funny thing is, we saw your kid, you buy from us, we'll stop and, help the kid on the road, right?
There you go.
All right, guys, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, everyone.
Hey, I'm Jackson George. I'm here with Linda at Linda's house. Linda did the first interview that got this whole LIBA Diaspora and TV moving. So Linda, we did your first interview. We had a lot of people viewing from the diaspora. I know you got a lot of people from the diaspora coming here. How's business?
Business is good. Business is really good.
Okay.
As you can see, my food, every time people come, I get them fresh food.
You're the best fish in town.
I get them fresh food. I told them when you come, you call me.
Yeah.
When you call me, I start making your food. By the time you get here, the food is ready.
So guys, welcome to Linda's house. So come with me. This is the bar. You come here, you want to show, come this way, please. And this is the bar. And so Linda, this is the holidays. And I know the season is great. So how's everything?
Everything's good. We got every Wednesday karaoke night.
Karaoke? And the karaoke is right here?
Right here.
So show this space. So that's where the karaoke is. So people come here on Wednesday. I've been here. Look at the view up there. You got an upstairs view. This place is, if you have parties and you have wedding reception, graduation parties, workshops. So you do all of that?
Yeah.
All of that. And this is a nice place to have your graduation or wedding or even birthday party. Baby shower. If you're coming from the States and you want to have something right here. So This is great. A lot of improvement. You know, a lot of diaspora coming. I know people, the first interview we had, people were selling education, which is great. You know, and I would tell you, if you want good fish in Liberia, come here. You know, and so thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for being a woman.
Thank you too.
Business person, you know, and we appreciate your business. And we'll always come here. You know, thank you, my dear. Hey, my name is Jackson George. I am the Executive Director of LIBA. I'm here at LIBA Boutique in Chaplin, Minnesota. If you can see, this is a woman-owned minority business. Beautiful products in here. So if you want to shop for antique or beautiful product, come here and shop. It is very beautiful. Please stop by. This is on 11350 Aquila Drive North Suite 905 Chaplin, Minnesota. Beautiful products in here. This place is calm, beautiful. Like all the things that I see in here. I think more people should come and shop. It has some real good products. So if you are in the state of Minnesota, please stop by at 11350 Aquila Drive North Suite 905 Chaplin, Minnesota. Phone number here is 763-290-6233. That's 763-290-6233. So please stop by and shop again. This is a beautiful store. Thank you. You ready?
Yeah.
So my name is Jackson George. I'm here from the Business Association. I'm here with Deconti, my sister, and long time, from years back. Bezon. I'm here at the Unique Beauty Salon. Deconti, tell us a little about your beauty salon.
My dear.
Go ahead.
My dear, Unique Beauty Salon been around since 1998.
1998.
Yes. We've been striving, but we bless God, we're still standing.
Okay.
The COVID came and it knocked us off, but we came back up.
All right.
But we're still hanging in there.
So how is the community support? I mean, I know you have a beauty salon and you do hair, you do all of the different things. So some of the things that you do here, what do you do here?
We have full service salon.
Okay.
We have braiders, and we do the whole service, like weaving, ponytails, the whole 9 yards.
The whole 9 yards.
Yes.
I know I've been here. Your shop is filled.
Yeah.
Especially on the weekend, or Friday or Thursday, Friday when people are doing things. So, what is the address here?
My address is 8070 Brooklyn Boulevard, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. The zip is 55445.
55445. And what's the phone number?
The phone number is 763-443-3364.
So what advice you got for the people out there, the women who want to do the hair?
This is the best place to come. We'll make you beautiful, we'll make you comfortable, and you will get out of your happy.
And on time.
And on time.
Yes.
And we sell hair product too.
Could you show that around?
We sell
so people can see the.
We sell human hair wigs. We sell crochet hair.
Okay.
And we have African clothes.
Okay.
If you want to go out, you can shop right here and get dressed from right to the shop and go out.
There you go. So again, we are here at a Unique Beauty Salon. We with Deconti. Deconti has been my childhood friend. She's always been an entrepreneur. Since I've been knowing you, I know so you work everywhere for somebody. You always have your own business. So we are very proud of you. Since 1998,
yes,
you've been in business, and you're one of the oldest Liberian-owned business in Brooklyn Park.
Yes.
And so we appreciate your business, and we look forward to a successful 2023.
Yes. And
So,
we bless God for that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the work you're doing.
No problem.
I see you all the time, and my brother doing super good.
I know.
So continue doing what you do.
No problem.
God bless you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Hello. Hello. Okay. Jackson. You made me miss my phone.
So this is again the salon. This is where you can come in and do all of your hair. There you go. You see what they're doing. So if you're in the city and you want to do your hair, please come to this salon. This is a traditional salon that does the whole 9 yards. Thank you for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LIBA Diaspora Spotlight, where we showcase minority businesses in the diaspora. We are here with the founder and CEO of CJ Realty, one of the largest immigrant businesses in the diaspora, retail businesses in the diaspora. Mr. Thomas Tamba, you know, many of the times, minority businesses, even back home on the continent, and we're going to dive a little into the continent, partnership is a problem. But you have been able to, in the early stage of your business development, you have been able to partner. How have you been able to do that successfully?
Well, it comes from the basis of understanding, like I said earlier, about what success is. Success is not necessarily being rich. Success is setting your mind on things you want to do and reaching the end point where you've realized that you have achieved those things. And the process of doing that, most of the time we think like, I can do it all by myself. Well, if you can do it all by yourself, you really don't need anybody.
Correct.
But businesses do not operate like that. The most successful businesses are businesses that have leverage on the expertise and the support and the ingenuity of having other people who may share similar objectives and goals and work with them. And then what you do is that you relieve yourself of the stress of trying to think you can do it all. Even if you had the know-how to do everything, you will not be efficient. So the concept of growth, you have to understand how to leverage and engage other support systems. What are those support systems are going to take the form of partnership, which is great, because especially with partnership, you could look at other support systems, but when you share ownership, when you share interest, when you share equity with other people, that's a motivating factor. If that individual sees the same goal and wishes to have the same end results, they take interest, they take ownership, and that ownership interest is what motivates growth, is what motivates them to spend sleepless nights trying to think on other ideas, how you can achieve that growth together. So we don't see that that's not too common in our Liberian community, that not only in the diaspora community, but even in back home in Liberia. We see people try to establish businesses, and the only things like, oh, it's my business, it's my family and I. Well, there are a lot of things that could have contributed to the growth of that business that you and your family alone cannot just provide.
Correct.
Right? Just look for the synergy of people that share similar goals. And it's partnership. Partnership, it doesn't mean just go in the street and grab anybody.
No.
But at least identify someone who shares the same goal and the same resource.
So we both share or partner in different ways. You partner with Frank Gaffney and CG. I partner with him on the liquor store. So this partner, and we're going to bring him on the show to talk about these partnership, and we're partnering again, the three of us, into another endeavor. But the fact that you identify that in the early stage, we just catching up late, means something. What what prompted you to think on like other people who just want to be the captain of their own ship and not share? What prompted you to think that you needed a partner?
Now, let me tell you a quick story about Frank and I. And you don't know about this. So Frank and I we're doing similar business, just almost like competing businesses.
Okay.
At the time, he was in mortgage and I was in mortgage too. I was a mortgage broker and he was a mortgage broker. He was operating on the other side of the town, not really too far. And then we met. We've met before over the time, but we met and it was like, hey, Frank, how much rent do you pay at your place? Like, I pay this much every month. And he asked me how much rent you pay. I was like, I pay this much in rent. And I have this huge space, right? The office is where we are right now. We had a whole suite. I mean, almost the whole floor, right? I mean, we still had other people working for us. I'm like, well, Frank, doesn't it look dumb?
Yeah.
That we are in the same market.
Yeah.
Right? Why should you be paying rent and I paying rent when we can just
make it work?
Come together. You know, and Frank, I mean, I respect him so much.
Yeah,
he's a guy who is going to embrace everything you give him. He's going to weed out the crap, but he's so open-minded. And he's like, you know, Tom, that makes sense. I'm going to give up this lease and let's come and do it together. And since he came back, since we came together, oh man, it's been tremendous because now we don't have to.
I mean, this guy is one partner that since we partner into the liquor store, we've never had major differences on anything.
No.
He would take over what he needs to do and just do it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't complain about nothing. But in terms of moving forward, in terms of what it would be your, and we're gonna touch. Let's touch about Liberia first before we move into your advice and encouragement to young entrepreneurs. You and I were in Ghana a couple of months ago. We visited a real estate guru. There are a lot of major development taking place in Ghana, and we're very impressed. We went to Liberia, and we are looking at. We look at the market. We look at the business environment. We look at real estate as a way of life. What is your thinking in terms of how we can develop the real estate market in Liberia?
So, real estate business is not really a way of life yet in Liberia. We hope to get it to that point. And you know, I visited Liberia many times. Actually, I work in Liberia too, in the middle of establishing the real estate business here. Sometimes in 2010, I went back to help because, you know, I have my background to stack. You know, I'm an accountant and financial advisor, and you know, with some specialty in taxation. So I went back and worked with Liberian government in helping to transform the tax regime, and that led to the establishment of the LRA. But back to the concern about how can we establish the real estate business in Liberia. I think there are many great folks on in Liberia right now that are trying the best they can, and I've seen a lot of them on social media trying the best they can. But we need, trying the best to venture and promote the real estate business. But what I don't see basically in Liberia is structure. The reason why real estate business in Ghana or other parts of the world seem to be growing exponentially is because of structure. See, real estate is not just jumping up and selling houses. Oh, I got a house to sell, and let's do this. There are a lot of parts and components. If you look at the real estate industry, even the purchase of a house, right? And until we can begin to develop all of these other structures and components, the real estate in Liberia will still be a little challenge. If you buy a house in Liberia right now, number one, you have a trust, you have issue, not even a house, but you buy land, right? You have problems with knowing whether that land is genuinely, free title or clean title, right? You have those issues. Or if you buy a house, you're thinking, what I do? Is my title clean? Do I have a clean title? Do I have all rights to this? Someone going to come here tomorrow and then, when I try to put my foundation down, we start having these problems. We need to establish a structure around that. When it comes to,
I had to pay a huge sum of money to get people off my own land.
Well, trust me, I've suffered that a lot of time. I got quite a number of real estate in Liberia, but I suffered that a lot of time too. So if you want to advance real estate in Liberia, we have to begin to create these structures, and that's where some of us probably come.
So when you say structure, what do you mean?
Okay, so one, title ownership. Okay, with title issues. And that's one of the greatest things, title issues. People are afraid of buying the land, whether the land belongs to them. So we need to establish, whether it's going to be a business or an institution that does title work. What a title company does is actually investigate. Okay, they go into the history, investigate, whatever assets that entitles you to own it. So we want to make sure that it's free of any liens, encumbrances, and other things that will affect the title of that particular asset. So we need to educate the people and begin to establish title companies in Liberia. In that way, before you purchase a property, your title company do a search, and that's what the title companies do here. They do a search to make sure that that property you are buying, is free and you can be rest assured. Now, title companies will have to be established. We have to have relationships, working relationships with the Land Commission, with the Archive Center, because those are the institutions that have, records, history of asset history.
So when people say, low income housing, housing development, do we have developers in Liberia?
We yet don't have developers in Liberia. And just before you brought this question, I wanted to complete the whole concept about how we develop real estate in Liberia. So you have title companies, but also other than title companies, you have the mortgage industry, the banks, right? The reason why banks cannot give loans out right now, if you want to purchase a home, because that's how most of the homes here have been financed. The banks are providing a loan, and over time you pay the loan, you pay the banks back, right? So we have to create structure around the lending process, especially with mortgage lending, right? We have to establish structure around that, and then basically that's what it is. And then now we have to develop realtors and train realtors what it is to do, what it is to be a realtor. Actually, the word realtor is the real name is real estate salesperson. Okay. So the word realtor is proprietary. It belongs to the American Real Estate Association here. But being a realtor is being a real estate salesperson. We have to train people how to get involved into real estate sales. Okay. And then the follow-up question you had was, what was the follow-up question? You just before I could finish.
Well, the question was, how do we get people to developers? Who do we have developers in Liberia? Do we have?
So there are people who have some interest in it. You have some developers. I don't know all of them, but I know years back I met I don't quite remember his name, but he started developing properties along the Dwazon area where they have, I think, VOA going towards the beach end. I know that because I was trying to buy our land there. I paid for the land, and then unfortunately, it was his land I was trying to buy. And just before I could start my foundation, they came and clear everything. But he built a number of units over there, and then the units, he tried to sell them again. But again, it comes back to, do people have the purchasing power?
Exactly. So if unemployment is at 85%. And people are being paid, if the ordinary people have been live on $1 per day, it's kind of difficult for a developer to go in and develop these kind of a high-end gated neighborhoods for people to purchase. So, I still strongly believe that the diaspora has a lot to do if our country must develop, and those developers can sell to people from the diaspora. We have our mothers and our aging parents. We ourselves, we are aging. We need homes. We need a gated neighborhood where the company can come and pick up our trash, and we have a clinic and other stuff. So, in terms of looking at those kind of markets, what are the plans for Liberians in the diaspora, especially people like you who are in the real estate industry? What are some of the plans that you have for the future of Liberia?
Well, first of all, real estate is capital intensive.
Correct.
That's one thing we should realize. So you could have private investors who will go and say, okay, I'm going to direct my capital, investing in Liberia. But you should also know that private investors risking capital, they're also looking at what's the potential return,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you're talking about low-income housing, right? How can you incorporate low-income housing? Now, these are different aspects of real estate programs, real estate activities that do not just involve private investors. This is, do we have a situation, have we developed to the extent that we can have government come in and provide some guarantees
Mm-hmm.
and some subsidies,
Correct.
and do joint ventures with private investors?
Mm-hmm.
Because with the government, it's a little political, because government want, government, they want low housing, they want to provide these kind of services for their population.
Mm-hmm.
With the business investor, he wants to make some profit.
Correct.
Can we create some ventures? Can we create do we have some meeting points where the government can say, okay, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to guarantee some loans from the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Because government in itself is not in the process of private banking or commercial banking. No, the government regulates banking, right? Can we provide some guarantees so that private banks can be able to loan out to investors, potential investors who are coming with some sort of capital, right? And then we have a kind of a partnership structure involving government, the local banks, the local private sector in Liberia, and then the potential foreign investors or people from the diaspora. Can we come up with structures so that the goal is to provide this much housing? But the private sector doesn't want to take on that responsibility, because the public doesn't have the purchasing power. But private investors need returns on their investment, and even the local banks. But this is where we need government guarantees on some of these things. So are there ways we can structure, the industry in Liberia to give growth to, especially where you don't have people that are wealthy in Liberia that much, and we have few wealthy people in Liberia, and those who are wealthy enough are not particularly interested in in this kind of investments here and there. So do we need to encourage an establishment of a venture where everybody participates, the government, the local community, the local economy, and then those potential investors from here? Because I'm not going to take $5-10 million and throw it in Liberia, and knowing that I'm not going to get a return on that 10. I mean, I'm not going to do that. I'd rather go to another country that I'm sure that that can do. And then another thing we need to do, and I'm not going to get political here, but we need to do something with honesty and corruption in Liberia. That's very systemic. We who are Liberians who've been there many times, we know that those are things that drive away investment. Because if I'm investing that much money, I'm not going to be in Liberia every day. I got to rely on the people in Liberia to be able to run these businesses. But if you don't have commitment from these people and honesty from these people, then why should I risk that money? To raise capital is, what it is to raise capital.
Correct.
So we have to deal with that issue. And that's where education comes into. We have to educate the people. To empower people, you have to make sure that, foreign investors are rest assured. And there's just a lot of factors, but we can start with some baby steps by educating people.
So again, you are watching LIBA Diaspora Business Spotlight, where we showcase minority businesses within the diaspora. We are here. My name is Jackson George, Executive Director of the Liberian Business Association. I'm here with Mr. Thomas Tamba, an advisor to LIBA and a business owner. In conclusion, Mr. Tamba, what would be your advice or your encouragement to young entrepreneurs?
Not to give up. Now we have a lot of, and I would say this, I go to Liberia every time, and I see a lot of young people, and everyone has a phone. Everyone has a phone in Liberia. But I see a lot of young people devoting time and resources and their data to things that do not really educate them. They rather be on Facebook posting pictures, unnecessary pictures, and wasting data. I mean, young people, young women, young men, and stuff. But we don't have a lot in Liberia, but we have a lot of resources out there. The internet is right there. Begin by educating themselves. Educating yourself. If you have an interest in any area, whether it's real estate, there's so many free courses. You go on YouTube. Instead of spending all the time on TikTok watching these funny videos, go to YouTube. You just type in learning real estate. Trust me, you're going to get so much material out there that's going to teach you the basics of real estate. So I encourage young people who want to be entrepreneurs, who want to be business, they want to be self-dependent, they just want to venture out there. Go out there, find some educational tips. Use these resources. These resources will give you a whole lot more free, and you can begin to learn from the process, and engage other people. Keep your company with people who want to be thinking like you. Don't waste your time going to these nightclubs and spending all this time and then doing things that you got no business doing, which I see a lot of young people do. And people say, oh, we have no opportunities here. But sometimes you have to begin to create your own opportunities. You know, I learned many things that I really didn't know were going to be useful to me over the time when I was learning them. But then over time, I realized that there's no knowledge that is wasted. So if you're going to devote 4 hours on the internet looking at Facebook pages, looking at TikTok, use an hour of that every day. Okay. And just learn something new. Learn something on ethics. Learn something on honesty. Learn something on decency. Learn some, get some inspirational things. Focus your mind and begin to reshape your mind and things. And all of these things we're talking about right now will begin to fall in place. I didn't know I could do graphic designs. But I decided one day I was so bored. I was not doing taxes. I was not doing accounting. I was not doing real estate. I was like, why don't I use this time to learn something about graphic designs? I went right online YouTube. Wow. And you see some of the designs I do. Correct. And some of the videos I create, and people see them on social media like, oh, wow, you got professional videos. I do them myself. Wow. It's because I took a few hours to learn something on, graphic designs and video recordings and all these kind of things. So that's why I would encourage the young librarians to do, engage friends, engage other businesses, take advantage of social media in a positive way, learn new things. And trust me, by the time you realize that, our country will be transforming.
So, Mr. Tamba.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being our guest.
I appreciate you calling me today.
Again, my name is Jackson George. I am the executive director of LIBA. This is LIBA Diaspora Business Spotlight. LIBA Diaspora was founded to organize ourselves. We want to identify Liberian businesses in the diaspora. We want to share best practices. And finally, we want to leverage our potential as minority business owners. We are the voice of the voiceless when it comes to business and entrepreneurship. So again, we want to thank KMTV for the partnership. And Mr. Tamba, we want to thank you for coming into the studio.
Thank you very much.
Again, this is LIBA Business Spotlight. We'll see you again. Thank you for watching.
Celebration begin with Park Liquor Outlet, your first Liberian-owned liquor store in the city of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We have everything that you need to set that special occasion or bride. For your next party or great get-together with friends, visit Park Liquor Outlet. We have great selection of beer, wine, gin, and many more at affordable prices. Our customer service will make you always want to come back. We are open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Park Liquor Outlet, your one-stop celebration store. We are located at 6315 Zine Avenue North, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Visit us today and feel the difference.